Hello, beautiful. This is Ishia Lin. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my new program coming. It's coming on May 12th. And you may know me, you may be new to this sphere. I started a women's tent many years ago. I've been working with sacred embodiment, somatic healing, earth-centered healing, sacred dance for over 20 years now. I am a visionary artist and dance healer. I'm a shamanic practitioner, and I've worked deeply with the pelvic floor, with healing sexuality for women and men, but mostly women. And I'm a ceremonialist. I have been initiated into the priestesshood. So I hold sacred space for you to discover yourself, to discover your communion with your body, with spirit, with the earth. And we work with creating a sacred life, sacred living, and coming home to your body as a sacred temple. Is all about taking the embodiment of womanhood and bringing it into the next step of cultivating our pleasure as a sacred practice, as a way to bring more vitality and feminine genius to our work in the world and to our day-to-day. It's all about softening. It's all about feeling worthy. It's all about generating this new life force energy through the body, through movement. And we are a resource center to help women discover themselves, discover each other, discover their sacred mission. We believe that your mission, your feminine genius is so needed, and the earth wants to ally with you to create change on the planet, and it starts with you. I developed the W.O.M.B dance curriculum to go with women's tent nomadic sanctuary. So we had practices that we can really start to work with as modern women. A lot of the practices that I study over the years have been ancient practices, and many of them are very difficult and take a lot of dedication. But they have gems of wisdom for us modern women. And there's ways in which you can take bite-sized pieces and really make changes in your life. So the W.O.M.B dance curriculums are all about that, about women opening through movement and breath. And of course, they're womb-centered. So the W.O.M.B dance, Sacred Power, was wonderful, and we had to continue it to Pathways of Pleasure. So this next program, Pathways to Pleasure, is going to be all about coming home to your body, but then taking the next step of moving that life force energy, activating life force energy and moving it through your body. And communion within yourself, with the earth, with the sunshine. We're going to teach you how to do work with feminine practice, feminine sacred practice, so you can bring feminine genius into your life. And that means body-centered genius, emotional intelligence. That means that nurturing, sensual quality that is our feminine side of self. It's in both men and women, but there is a quality of it that is unique to a female body because of the way our nervous system and our hormones and our anatomy is created. So we're going to work specifically with women's anatomy and how to start to open the contraction of pain, of the apology, of being ourselves, of shame, and to open to a receptive state, to find that pleasurable oneness. We work with movement as our base. We work with somatic healing. We work with sensual and sacred dance. We work with tantric breath work. We work with the 5 yogic bodies, very powerful. We'll teach you ways to tune in with each of the 5 yogic bodies to practice mastery of your state, which means, learning to be able to have choice in the state we are in. And that's a tall order, and it's possible. Trust me, I've been through the gauntlet. And it takes practice. But the choice being recognizing when we are starting to contract and to notice what we are going to be attracting in that state, and starting to make new choices and practice to open our frequency of love, of beauty, of pleasure, to be attracting the life and circumstances, the people, the experiences we want to have. Pathways to Pleasure is about the sovereign woman. You're going to learn things like full body orgasm. You're going to learn about female ejaculation. You're going to learn about shamanic sex magic. You're going to learn a lot about things that, in our sexual world, these buzzwords. We're going to demystify it, make it very relatable and very much a practice for you to come home to. These practices are your birthright. They're really quite accessible when you take the hype out of it and the pressure out of it. Our culture has created a lot of pressure around sexuality. There's a lot to discover about our pleasure before we even get to the sexual organs, around receiving the light, receiving the touch, about receptivity in general. I want to teach you all about this so you can be your own pleasure priestess and choose to have pleasure when you need to, when you want to, and when you want to share it with a partner. If you're curious, if your life is open and ready to create change and you want that change and you have space to do practice, weekly practice, we meet on Sunday mornings and late evenings on Wednesdays for Q&A. And you'll have a workbook, we'll have sisterhood and lots of dance and amazing feel-good practices for spring. I can't wait to meet you. If this is your calling, if this is true now, we take a small group of women so we can stay intimate and really work with you in a personal way. So come on in, claim your space, and we'd be so happy to have you if you're ready for this, if you're ready for the change, if you're ready for the awakening. Thank you for your time here on the video, and let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer your questions. Bye for now.
Takanum, Dheem, Tarike Tataka Deem, 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 Tam.